Everybody. Welcome to our full moon ritual. Hi! Oh, so many people are already here. How exciting. Hi. I'm just catching my breath. Let me turn on some lights. It may be too dark. Hi. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hi. Hi, Mr. Jack. Hi. So, all right, welcome, everybody. So, can everyone hear me okay? Hi, Martha. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, great. Thank you. I wasn't sure if those yeses were to something I'd missed before. Welcome, everyone. How exciting to be with you again. So, full moon in Scorpio, my sign. How many other Scorpios do we have here? Loud and clear. Okay, great. Yay. Okay. I'm out in space, David, yeah. So we have, yeah, Scorpio, cool, okay. So it looks like we have some Scorpios here, nice. So I want to, oh, Wild Heart Gaming, thank you so much. So thank you. Okay, for all the wonderfulness of sleep, yeah, for being you. Thank you, thank you. You're such a sweetheart. So for the super chats, and if you don't know what a super chat is, you're not alone. I didn't know what that was until our previous live stream. But a super chat is a donation that you can do here. Hi, Scorpio. Taurus, yay, okay. Sun is in Taurus, okay, cool. Oh, lovely. But so a super chat is where you can make a donation to the channel. And for this live stream, the super chats are going to go towards getting a mic for the next live stream that we do, so the audio can be more tingly and better. So thank you, Wild Heart Gaming. I love your channel name. Okay. Oh, I love it. We have so many different signs here. Lots of Pisces, Aries, cusp. Cool. I love it. Ooh. Great. This is tricky. So we're going to try and do the same thing as last time, doing the first portion of the video for the ritual, and then the second portion can just be kind of a chat. But it is oh Jim, thank you so much. Thank you, Jim. There's another super chat. Oh, thank you. Nitor. Because I always come and see you and you do so much. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you. Nitor, am I saying that right? Nitor? I feel embarrassed that I don't know. Tim, thank you, Tim. Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so generous of all of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a deep breath. Let's actually all take a deep breath together. This one I think is more kind of difficult, I guess. Maybe not difficult, but it feels more, well, thank you, Shannon. You're a ray of light, Shannon. Thank you. This is probably, I loved everything about the live stream last time, but the worst part is that I can't talk to each of you one-on-one. So, but what was I saying? Let's all take a deep breath. Maybe I was saying that. I think that with this one, it's a little different because for the full moon, I usually get really reflective, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but I usually get, become really introspective, and I don't usually film videos on the full moon, or I don't usually reach out to a lot of people on the full moon, although I was very lucky to speak to friends and loved ones today, which was really nice. But uh, I think it's, I'm just very aware of this energy. I'm not sure if you are as well. Just, it's very powerful, the energy today. Hi, Lori. Oh my gosh. I am. Hi, Emily. I'm so excited that you're all here. Wow. Okay. So let's take a deep breath. I want to start by lighting a candle. First of all, because it's a little earlier in the day, and right before I jumped on, someone was still mowing their lawn. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carol. Wow, thank you. But I want to light a candle and not to necessarily set our intention here, but just for some flickering kind of sounds, and also, that might mitigate any outdoor sounds, but also for, hi, Elle, but also for igniting this energy between us here. Energy is brutal today. Wow, Sven. Yeah, it's intense, right? There's a lot here, and there's a lot that we might be moving through. So I'm going to go ahead and light this candle, and then we'll sort of start chatting about this full moon energy, the fact that it's a super moon, the fact that it's in Scorpio, what all these things might mean for you in terms of your personal practice. Hi. Thank you, Emily. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Emily. Thank you. Very intense in New Jersey. So just using this. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Beautiful. Last time we did our new moon ritual, I missed so many people. I went back and looked through the comments, and I realized there were just so many people that I didn't even acknowledge were here, and some of the things that you said I didn't even acknowledge, and I just want to say thank you. Just due to the nature of this kind of thing, it's hard to kind of connect with all of you individually, even though I wish I could, and I feel like we're connected individually here. So first half of the video we'll do the ritual, and then the second half we'll do just a chat. That's when I'll probably clear my stones, and that's when if you have any questions or anything like that, we can go through that then, but we can also just hang out. Okay, I'm actually going to start by lighting the sage. I think I'm going to light this one. This is a really potent sage. I was very lucky to stay on a farm, and the farm had this sage growing, and so I know a few of you like the sound. I don't know if they really show up here. Oh, I might be covering the mic. Again, this is very new for me, so this format, but we'll just light the sage and just start to clear anything that we might be bringing in from our day. And sending you all so much love. A little on that side and a little on the other side. And if you have anything that you're using for smoke, now might be a nice time to light her up. So clearing anything that I might be bringing, clearing anything from the day, clearing anything in the mental plane that you might be introducing. Just starting out, doing some clearing here. Good. So, I'm sure you've heard this is a pink supermoon. And basically, if I'm repeating things that you know, it's just because I want everyone to feel included. But this pink moon just refers to the first full moon in April. Supermoon, because it's when the moon is closest to Earth in its orbit, and so it appears larger in the sky. And from a spiritual perspective, it's just very potent energy. Great energy for busting through any blockages. If you're working through any blockages, self-doubt, abundance blockages, financial stuff, anything like that, this would be a great time to kind of call that in as we kind of, plant the seeds on the new moon. Speaking of, forgot to grab the seeds that we planted, the foxglove and the lemon mint, but they've all germinated. It'll be fun. Maybe I'll go and grab them at some point to show you. But when we plant these seeds of the new moon, throughout the month, the moon, the light from the moon, it just gets stronger and stronger, brighter and brighter, illuminating different aspects of our journey, of our path. And so with the full moon, and especially with this kind of full moon, it's really a potent energy. The supermoon, all of this can be a beautiful time for reflection, for illuminating the different aspects and the different parts of self. So, Shvisen, am I saying that right? Shvisen? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, you're all so sweet. So, we want to, or if you're open to it, we can start to reflect on what's been working and what maybe hasn't been working. And this can be a really powerful time to start making choices about, in this particular full moon, choices about our lives, how we want to show up, how we want to maybe, shift certain aspects of our life here on the earthly plane, and then maybe looking inward and seeing what's going on inside, seeing what's working and seeing what isn't. And this can be within this moon phase. So we can start there. Let's reflect for a little bit, if you're open to it, on or whether you are just doing your own thing. Is there anything that you've been kind of, I know that I've received messages or comments and things like that from you all saying that you manifested something and it was so potent, I think, because our energy was all together, but it really broke through and things started really germinating quickly for a lot of you. So I think it would be nice if we could maybe, if you're open to it, share some things that have been working. Maybe if you want to share any of your wins during this time since the last new moon. Audio. Are you not able to hear me? Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me? Maybe you can't hear me. I have it on a delay, so some of your comments might. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. So yeah, if there's anything that you wanted to share that has gone really well, any wins, any exciting things that we can all kind of celebrate together here, that would be wonderful. Because I think if we can, lift that vibration, and awesome, great. I think that could be really great. Okay, thank you, Ashley, for letting me know that the audio went out for a moment. Maybe it's because it's windy, I don't know. But yeah, so I think, one aspect that has been really, that has worked, I think, for me, has been implementing certain boundaries in my life, in my business side of things. And that's been really great because it has created more space and more room for, these like connections with my friends or loved ones. Oh, Wild Heart Gaming. Amazing. Great. 2 weeks into a new healthy diet, been able to commit unlike before. Great. And finances too. Amazing. Victoria Marie launched your small soap business online on Friday. Amazing. Victoria Marie, what's it called? I launched my small soap business on Friday. Congratulations. How exciting. Oh, Patricia, I have an Etsy store for my art. Patricia, that's incredible. Patricia, you're amazing. Is it under your name? Her name is Patricia Lynn. Is it under your name? Okay, Victoria's soap company is Flower Bug Suds. That is the cutest name. Flower Bug Suds. I feel like that's such a cute, tingly name. I'm gonna write that down. Cool. Flower Bug Suds. Okay, I'm missing. Great. Michelle left a relationship, settling into your new apartment, feeling strong and grateful for a new chapter. Heck yeah. That's amazing. My husband and I worked on manifestations for financial freedom. And things have taken a turn since then. I hope a surprising turn for the good. That's wonderful. You completed 2 courses. How amazing. Oh, wait. How incredible. Finally found a job. A year without a job. Oh my gosh. Wow, congratulations, that's incredible. See, and you're doing these things, all of these things, you know, we use the energy around us, but you taking that step, what courage it takes, huh? Congratulations, yay. Right there, nothing before. Um, Nitor, oh, I'm so embarrassed, I still don't know how to pronounce it. I must have missed it if you said it. Breakthroughs and boundaries like nothing before. Breakthroughs and boundaries, band name called it. And I normally don't speak up in chats. Process of putting my art for sale as well. Hey, amazing. What's your art? What's it under? Where is it going to be where is it going to be available? So this is a great time for anything that's creatively blocked. This energy is just going to bust through. So supporting each other, I think, is so important as we take these really big, bold steps of starting businesses, going to school, you know, recalibrating our finances, making new choices. That's just so powerful. Became a Reiki master. Oh, Christine, hi. Amazing. Oh, congratulations. Shedding and learning after divorce. It's a great time for that. That Scorpio transformative energy. Shed that skin. I agree, Patricia. Okay. Beautiful. Yay. I'm so proud of all of you. This is incredible. So yeah, taking this action and a new residential project. Oh, amazing, Rachel. Taking that and being in control of your creations, having that freedom. Beautiful. Yay. I'm getting quite emotional. This is so exciting. Okay, well, Nitor or Nitor, let us know where we can see your work. This is wonderful. I get a lot of questions about my jewelry, so thank you. This is actually from a flea market in Los Angeles. This was from a stall that sells furniture and antiques. They don't sell jewelry typically, and then these are from a different flea market. They were a gift, and I love them. But I think they were a gift specifically for making videos, even though they're really light, so I wear them all the time. But I wish I could share where, so you could have them and experience the waterfall in the ears all day, every day. Oh, I missed one. Okay. Oh, beautiful, Eve. That's incredible. Physically limited and learning new meditation and yoga positions. Beautiful. This is also a wonderful time for meditation, for doing some yoga, it can be a really powerful time for that, either introspection or just being present, being here and now. This is going to be a lot about harmony and balance. So taking the Taurus energy of the sun and then the Scorpio energy of the moon and balancing out the earth realm and the spiritual realm, kind of balancing these different energies. So it sounds like you've all had such incredible, fruits of your labor are really coming through. I think that's beautiful. Let me actually light a little bit of incense here. And then maybe we can sort of chat through anything that might be working that you haven't necessarily manifested in the new moon, our previous new moon in Aries. Anything that you've, that has been working. I know that it's hard to kind of, reflect, and if we're just starting this for the first time, to reflect on what we've been manifesting, in the previous 6 months or so. But if that is something, I'm getting so distracted by all these questions. Let's see. Quick question. Let's see if I can provide a quick answer. Okay, feeling overwhelmed during the full moon, mainly feeling down. Absolutely, Martha. So it's wonderful, Lori. That's great. Resumed yoga, meditation, and making. Yes, I'm so happy to hear that. So Lori's doing Lori's amazing. You're all amazing. All right. So yeah, during this time, the full moon, that energy, as we plant the seeds and it grows brighter and brighter, that it just, the power in the sky, that it just gets, oh my goodness, Rachel. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That is, thank you. That's so generous. I'm gonna maybe cry. Oh no, see, we got full moon energy happening here. Yes, Martha, the full moon energy is very intense, particularly in Scorpio. This is about like the full moon is about illuminating these aspects of self, or can be. We can use it for that. But it's also, a lot about this, like, we can turn inward, we can do all that work, reflecting on what has and hasn't been working, celebrating our wins, being grateful for those wins, trying to maybe clear a space for us to develop a life that brings more joy in. And Scorpio is really that, comfort in the darkness, comfort in that space of emotional intensity, kind of wanting to pull back the curtain and see what's there, a real connection to truth and honesty, and a real connection to, sorry, this is so overwhelming. Oh my gosh. Thank you. So, yeah, so anyway, the full moon can have a very profound and very powerful effect on us, on our emotions. This can be a really, the moon is associated with or ruled by water, and Scorpio is a water sign. So we have a lot, water is associated with emotions. So there's a lot coming up here. There could be things that are coming up for you that maybe a small thing is triggering a sort of a reaction, a larger reaction than anticipated. Maybe something small is kind of setting you off. And so rather than judging ourselves for those small things, let's take an example. Maybe you're at the bank or something like that, and there's some interaction that irritates you, makes you feel impatient, anything like that. Then yeah, go get some open air. Do what you need. Then we can really use this time to say, okay, well, maybe it's that I haven't really spent enough time by myself, or maybe I got confused. I'm so sorry. I got confused. It's okay. My bad. Thank you, Casper, for clarifying, but thank you also, Rachel. It's wonderful. I just feel very ignorant right now. That's all right. We're all figuring out. Oh, that makes me feel bad, but no, we're all good. I'm getting red. Yeah, we're all made of water too, so that is a huge reason why the moon can affect us so much. Also saying thank you, Dylan. Thank you. Staying hydrated during the full moon can be super important too. Super important. So yeah. Beautiful. So now if you're open to it, during this time we can celebrate the wins and also start to release anything that's, maybe hasn't been working, things that we've learned. Maybe it's not as connected as as we hoped or thought. So is there anything that you are working on from the new moon or from our previous full moon, and you're kind of reflecting and starting to see that, oh, maybe that aspect isn't working. Behaviors, maybe any, you know, behavioral patterns, relationship patterns, things that are kind of cyclical. Yeah, the cycles of all in phases. Is anything, coming up that you're really wanting to clear here, that you're really wanting to release, that you're really wanting to let go of, and make new choices, start making new decisions, so that we can carve out a new experience here, create space for a new experience here. Hi, Sirius. So yeah, is there anything that we've been that we've maybe realizing that, yeah, I want to clear this and now open this space up for you if you're called to. And you don't have to share if you don't want to, but I'm going to share money blocks. Great. Yeah, this is a good one that we can work through at this time. Any of that, those money blocks, those abundance blockages could be great to clear right now. Maybe Mr. Higglesworth, releasing some of the material attachments. Is that what you're releasing? Some material attachments? Yeah, it can be great to have things that provide us with comfort here. It's also important to find that balance, right? Releasing, moving towards what you want to be and feel. Beautiful, Christine. I'm so sorry about your anxiety, Justice. Negativity, depression. I'm so sorry, Tim. Send you so much love. Yeah, not feeling like you're not enough. You are so enough, Alana. Anxiety, yeah. Stress in general, yeah. Oh, thank you, Martha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Martha. Lovely. A need for outside validation. Absolutely, Christine. Absolutely. I mean, it's natural to feel that and to want to connect with people in that way and have that experience. It's a beautiful way of connecting. We validate each other, we share appreciation for one another. But to kind of need it or crave that validation as almost a form of escapism or something like that, that would be a beautiful thing to offer up, to be recycled into new energy. I'm sending so much love, Ian. Oh goodness, I'm really behind. Let's see. Releasing procrastination, actually. Yes, jump in. This is a great time to bust through all of that. Releasing, deflecting things. Yeah, being more open. Yeah, because we have to let go of something to invite more energy in. So we probably want to fill ourselves up with things that are service to our wisest selves. Yeah. Finances, overwhelmed. Yeah, absolutely. Feeling buried in finances and things like that. Kind of releasing that and taking, feeling empowered in our finances. Sending you so much love, Mandy. Yeah. Skip it. Okay. Doubt. Doubt. Yeah, it's a great time. It's a great time to clear doubt. Really great time to clear doubt. And I feel like as we kind of move through and start to say, well, yeah, is this my intuition, or is this, am I putting this in here? Am I just in my head and creating this, or is this intuitive guidance? It's a very common question, very common back and forth among many people, especially when we're first embarking on a spiritual journey. Which voices are which? What's this inner guidance, and what is, something from, trauma response or something like that? The shoulds that we learn, and how to kind of distinguish that. And I think the most important thing for that is just to practice, witness and observe our emotions, how we respond. Yeah. Witness, what patterns exist and how they serve us. Are they in service of our highest selves, or are they continually bringing us into this cyclical system that's not working for us anymore? Hi, Grace. Beautiful. No, Grace, we're still doing the ritual. We just haven't. We're kind of supporting each other's, all of the wins from this past phase, and we are now kind of sharing things that we're offering up to release. So yeah, collectively, if we can, coming together and just saying, I support everything that you wish to release, as long as it's in service of your and everyone else's highest and wisest, most empowered and aligned selves. So I think this is a great time to start to do a little bit of this, the writing for this. So let's say we wanted to start to write down, and you can do this in a list, you can do this in kind of like free writing form, starting to write down what we want to clear, what we want to offer up to be cleared. So inviting in that deep reflection, what worked, what didn't, and really tapping into and being as honest as you can with yourselves about the things that maybe didn't work, and how you might be able to move and act and maybe think differently next time. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to take my notebook and we're going to start writing. So if there's anything, you can always write what you're grateful for in the previous, from the previous phase, previous manifestations that have really come to fruition, like so many of yours. You can write, just go straight into the things that haven't been working, that you want to kind of offer up to be cleared. So we'll write together. Am I going to make you move a bunch? I'll do it with my legs again. Okay. So. If anyone's joining now, we're just writing what we're going to be clearing, what we're offering up to be cleared here. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. And if you just want to sort of think these things, maybe look up at the full moon, and if you can see it from where you are, not too many clouds, look up and maybe just offer it up. You can just say to yourself or aloud, I offer up self-doubt to be recycled and used for something that's going to bring me joy. Use it for new energy. I offer up any abundance blockages to be blown through by the energy of this gorgeous superman. You can take this energy and writing, reinforcements for what has been working. So that can be helpful too. And you can take your time with this. This energy is going to be available. It's not like that exact second that it's going to, this energy is going to be available today, tomorrow, probably, well, depending on where you are, probably the 26th through the 28th, we can really harness this energy. So yeah, even if you have to step away or you have to, you can still harness this energy. I'm going to look at my tarot that I pulled earlier. Let's see. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you. Oh, it's not. Hold on, it's not showing me her full name. Let's see. Thank you. I'm going to call you Wolf. Thank you, Wolf. Which, Wolf is welcome on this full moon. Okay. Gorgeous. So here we go. The card that fell out of the deck when I did my tarot this morning was the moon. Awesome. Thanks, Wolf. Oh, Wolf status. Thank you. Wolf status. Okay. Thank you, Wolf status. Thank you, Tina. Oh, y'all are gonna make me cry. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what I like to do is usually write down whatever I'm either manifesting or offering up to be cleared. I usually write it down twice, and I will take the one page and rip it out, and then leave the other one in my journal so that I can reflect on the next full moon and kind of see where I was and now. Oh my God. Cute. And then I'll take the other one and kind of use that to sort of participate in the ritual. Gorgeous. So often when I'm doing these, 26, I will go to the beach. I'm lucky that I live near the water. And Georgie reacts, my dog Georgie reacts to the full moon usually by sleeping through the whole thing. She's figured everything out. She had a hard life, and she's figured it all out. And now she just is like, don't sweat it. We're all good. She's also my dog Georgie. She's only got one eye, and she's blind in that the one eye she does have, but she can see more clearly than any animal I've ever met. And she just has this incredible ability to be so in tune with what's going on around her emotionally. So if I'm having a sad day or something like that, she'll kind of come up to me, put her paws on my shoulders, and just sort of nuzzle into my neck or lick my face. Yeah, she's the best. You might hear her little paws. Oh, this music. Cool. Yeah. That makes me feel so happy. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, we can cry. It's okay. So now I'm just taking the second kind of sheet that I pulled out and folding it up. What I was going to say before, this is going to be one of those kind of all over the place because I do feel very, but I do feel like when I usually do these, I'll either go for a hike or do something like that, and then I will go and I'm so glad, Coma Freak. I'm really glad. And I'll write what I want to clear in the sand, usually around sunset, and then I will let the waves come up and clear it. And just anything you think that you can have this the visual representation or visual manifestation of clearing or any of these energetic aspects, I think that can be so helpful and so powerful. So that's a nice way of doing it. Another thing that I will do is take anything that I want to clear, and thank you, Enzo, you're a sweetheart. And then either burn it and keep it in a sacred ashtray, or something like that. But because we're on the live stream, I'm not going to do that here today. But what I am going to do is clear this. Thank you so much, Divalani. Ah, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm so glad. First successful manifestation. Yay. It was everybody's collective energy and your hard work. Beautiful. So you can take this, and if you just wanted to write it once and then kind of clear your journal or whatever you're writing it on, or just kind of clear the air around you, that can be really helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm with you. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you. Yeah. I would use my Palo Santo. It's so old that it doesn't always light very well. So I don't want to spend a long time doing it here. So we'll clear with the sage again. So after I clear this, I'll bring this up to be cleared. Offering this up to be cleared. Offering this energy up to be cleared and cleansed, recycled, used again by me or others for whatever is in service of everyone's highest, wisest, most empowered selves. Beautiful. Lovely. You could kind of bury this, and your intention is important for it. So not kind of planting this to grow, but burying this to be cleared and cleansed and used by the earth here. It's just available energy, and you're just offering it up to be cleared. So there. I'm going to clear my notebook as well. And then, oh, thank you so much, Morgan. Thank you. So clearing the notebook here. And now, if there's anything that you would like to offer up. Hi, Laura. To be cleared. I'm going to say it now. You can do that now. And I'll begin clearing. So on behalf of everyone's highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to clear anything that is not in service of your highest self. Clear anything that you are choosing to offer up that is no longer working for you. I now clear, support you in clearing this, support the universe in clearing this, support the beautiful, powerful energy of this supermoon. People from Spain here in the UK, so excited. Kristen asks, how do I get the sage to stay lit? It depends on the specific sage that you're working with. It's different for all of the different ones that I've used. This one's very easy. I light it very quickly and then blow it out. And I dried it myself, so it's, yeah, unwrapping the sage is a great way to get it to stay lit. Thanks, Matthew. This is open, yeah, so it's, yeah, keeping it lit when it's in that bundle. Sometimes I find that when it's in the bundle, it can stay lit for a really long time, provided it's just a different type of smoke, and it takes longer to get it to light up, to stay lit, unless you kind of open it up. And by that, Matthew means, so your sage usually comes in a bundle like this, and so just kind of pulling through, picking a point where there's an open spot where the leaves are connecting. And just kind of start to just loosen it, open it a little bit. The string tends, if it's bound with string, tends to break over time. So that does make it easier for you to kind of open it up. You can push down on these pieces to kind of open up the ends a little bit more. Or if you don't mind getting your fingers really dirty, you can put them in when it's not lit and just kind of. So yeah, if you wanted to kind of speak aloud anything that you wanted to clear, I'm now going to start doing a little bit of this kind of energetic pulling. So anything that you wanted to offer up here, you can just energetically, if you're choosing not to participate in the chat, you can just energetically send it my way, and we'll do that, and we'll just clear this here. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Thank you so much. Releasing shame, absolutely. I was talking earlier about how there's this thing that can happen with self-doubt, or that can, when it tips into shame, because self-doubt, that doubt, it's going to come up. These things come up. But if we start to let that, I had a moment like this week where I was doubting myself, and then I let it kind of dip into feelings of shame. That is debilitating. Shame. Self-doubt, if we can keep it, in balance and harmony, and say, I appreciate the lesson, I appreciate that maybe that you're trying to protect me here, or that maybe I need to think things through and not maybe be because sometimes if we don't have self-doubt, then we can start to let the ego go, too far, and not consider that, our mistakes, or really take those into consideration. And so self-doubt, having a nice balance with that self-doubt, you can still offer it up, to be clear. I do all the time, because I think that, where I am right now, I think doubt is not really serving me. But, just still inviting in that awareness to say, I want to hear other perspectives, and not, to be open to them, really being open to them. And self-doubt can sometimes help us with that. But again, it's about balance, and it's not about giving it more power than it needs. Recognizing that it's a feeling, and it's not a fact, it's not a guideline, it's just, but yeah, that shame that can come, that can tether itself to all of these things. Shame leads us to so many things, addiction, so many bad relationships. Shame can lead us to choices that are not in service of our highest self. Shame is, I want to release shame for everyone here. I just want to release that energy. So we're going to pull some shame out. Anything you feel shame. You can still learn from experience and action, and you can still recognize your part to play in things that didn't go the way you wanted them to. You can still recognize that and not dip into shame. You can still have that, have your shame stories, as Brene Brown talks about, and not, topple over into the horrible abyss. So let's clear all of that. I don't have any lights on, so this is all from the sun that sent me. No, it's not set for an hour and a half, but give me a second. Yeah, okay, great. Thanks, Chuck. Let go of things you can't control. Offer those things up, Laura. That's beautiful. Releasing what you can't control. Key to a happy life. Releasing things you can't control. All right, I'm actually gonna use this spray to clear this space. Just pushed that into, and then flick it into the candle here. So if there's anything else that you want to offer up. My great Christian. Very toxic. Anything that you want to offer up to be cleared. We've kind of cleared in the collective here. So, thank you for 141 likes. Thank you. So nice. Thank you. Okay, lovely. Okay, MC. Right. Releasing worry for MC here. Releasing worry. And that projection into the future about your health. Filling the space up with that beautiful support, because once we clear, then we can have agency of what we want to fill the space with. So yeah, and another aspect here, thank you Earthling for this reminder, that I wanted to introduce into this energy. Oh, okay. Maybe some sit on with the fix. Is that I want to create this nice space. If you are feeling a lot, like Janie, if you're feeling anxiety right now, I hope that this is a nice space. The intention that I set beforehand, I won't tell you the whole thing that I say before I did this live stream and the previous one, is one of the aspects is, creating a safe space for you to feel those things. I'm so glad. Offering up that stress, flicking it into the candle. It's great for transmuting that energy. Great, bright side. Yeah, okay, that voice in you that's saying, that negative self-talk and self-negativity. No, it's not a big ask at all. Pull that up. Offering that up, and if you can look out at the sky and just offer this energy up. Beautiful. Yes, Gary. Yeah. Finding outlets for these things, places to put them. Gary says use stress in creative ways and not taking it out on others. Absolutely. Alana, I want to pause here so I can come to that. But I think that, still, even though we want to invite, compassion for ourselves and self-love, it doesn't mean that we don't hold ourselves accountable, right? Like, we still are showing up in this world as it is today, in this present moment, in this world. And that requires a lot. It's very complicated, complex world. And relationships are complex, and and human beings are complex. And so, yeah, if we start to take on this, a lot of people call it toxic positivity, right? This idea that everything's good, I have to vibe high, I have to vibe high. When we're not kind of experiencing and allowing ourselves to acknowledge the stress in our lives, acknowledge what's going on, that can be really detrimental, I think, to our health. I think if we're, because I think there's that balance about denial where we're not really being honest with ourselves about our experience here, and it's uncomfortable, but that's this Scorpio energy. The Scorpio energy is all about saying, yes, this is what I'm feeling. I'm releasing judgment about, I shouldn't feel this, I shouldn't feel that. And just witnessing this emotion, because this emotion does not define me. This is what I'm witnessing, this is what I'm experiencing. And once you shift that perspective, then you can start to have agency over it. When you don't believe everything you think, you don't believe everything you feel, you start to believe everything you feel. Maybe sounds like you're going against your intuition. But where you can kind of follow the emotion without identifying with it. And also, the second part of this lovely comment from Gary. Oh, I lost it. I lost it. I don't know. Okay, I lost the second half, but I think it was about not being unkind to others as a result of what we're experiencing. Of course, even though we might be experiencing stress and trauma and all of this, if there's one thing that I've learned, which I've learned many from doing this and connecting with all of you, every single person there's so much going on. There's so much going on, and we just never know. And so that person who might have hurt us in this deep way, it really hurt us, and that's valid. It also can be, just as valid to hold both things and say, that really hurt, and I love you. That really hurt my feelings, and also I respect you. And, so that we kind of have to have both, taking responsibility, reflecting. Oh, thank you, Leah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Leah. I got lost because so many people joined. Hi, Blaine. Hi. Oh my goodness. But anyway, yes, I agree. Thank you, Jackie. I'm not sure if I've mentioned, I think I just mentioned this at the beginning. Thank you, Jackie. The super chats, which are the donations. If you're on the live chat, then you'll see these little emojis and things like that coming up. And with this fox holding the heart. The super chats are donations that you can give to the channel. And for this video, the donations are going to go towards getting a microphone for the next live stream so that we can invite some more ASMR, I'm hoping, if I can learn how to do it by the next time we do a live stream. Okay, so, oh, thank you, Blaine. Thank you, thank you. Hip Hop Anonymous. Sure. So I think I kind of wanted, to just maybe start doing a little bit of a Q&A now and a little bit of chat about the ritual. It's funny doing these rituals here like this. Usually I have some music playing and things like that, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of do something a little bit more relaxing. I don't know if this is relaxing for in the future. But just a few little thoughts about what you could be doing for the rest of your day or night or whatever time you happen to be receiving, hanging out here. This is a great time for, we talked about reflection and all of that and doing that kind of work. But you could also do some really beautiful and deep lucid dreaming work. You can have, keeping a dream journal, I think, is really powerful. And you can just kind of connect with that energy for this full moon, whether that's, before you go to bed, setting this intention to say, your guides are also very available for you right now. I was watching a Gregory Scott video and just talking about the availability of this our guides are here. Our angels, all of these things can be present if we just say, all right, for those who love me and want to be here, then we will kind of offer this up to them, whatever that thing you might want to offer up might be. Okay. So we have that working with dreams, doing lucid dreaming could be really helpful. You might be experiencing during this full moon a lot of messages kind of coming in, whether those are, empathic messages. Maybe you're feeling people's energy really clearly. Maybe in the live stream, you're feeling my energy really clearly, or maybe each other's energy really clearly. Maybe it's just very palpable to you, or it's very easy for you to discern someone's energy, even if you don't necessarily resonate as an empathetic person, which I think is a skill. So I hope you're working on it. If you don't empathize with people, I think you should hopefully be working on that. So I think it's a very powerful skill. But I think that that could happen for you a lot. It's just noticing immediately what someone's energy is, whether that's your kind of repellent kind of vibe, or whether you're feeling very, oh wow, this is a really high vibe energy here to something, circumstance or person, or whatever that might be. So you might be, really resonating on that level. I think I'm going to get Georgie for the last little bit. And I don't know if I'm going to have time to clear my crystals, but it's a full moon tonight, Ross. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Enjoy the cosmos. Hey. Hi. I get really clumsy on the full moon, and I just bang my elbow. So this is Georgie. You can't really see her. Mama, come up. I think the stage is definitely clear enough for her to be in there. So she's like, this is Georgie. She has the cosmos in her eye. Thank you, Laura. Were you sleeping? I thought I heard you out there. Oh, Mama. I've been cutting her hair myself. I'm not so great at it. Thank you, Tara. Thank you. Yeah, this is Georgie. She's amazing. She's such a beautiful pup. Good girl, Mama. So another thing that you can think of, baby. Where can she? Oh, now she just laid down. Let me put that back. Okay. So another thing that I've mentioned before on this channel is, especially with things like anger, something you're really trying to work through and release. There's a lot of shame around anger, right? And anger can be incredibly beneficial. It can teach us a lot. Basically, Mama. She's, you alright, baby? You wanna get down? But what I like to do is, if there's a win, if you're having a win with something, I think it's a great thing to do to either connect that win, whether that's, that's associated with the specific thing you're trying to release. So let's take anger as an example. Connecting with that, with that anger, and saying, okay, I could have kind of tipped over. I could have gotten really angry. I could have, the anger isn't really the issue. The issue is when we identify with the anger, and the issue is when we react versus respond, right? How we treat others, how we treat ourselves in that anger state. And so when I don't do that, or when I'm not in that space, regardless of what we're kind of dealing with, I'll sort of reward myself with something tangible, whether that's dedicating a stone to that. This stone represents that moment when I didn't. It's a great way of kind of going back in, going back through and saying, I did this before, and I know I can do it again because I did it before. It's a great, great reminder. And so a piece of jewelry is great for that. Like, a lot of my jewelry represents something very specific that I worked through, that I'm kind of celebrating and using that as almost like a talisman, as almost like a point of reference to say, yes, I did that and I can do it again. And likewise, if there's an argument, let's say you're experiencing discord or issues, challenges within a relationship, and there's an argument, often, as we want to kind of resonate in harmony with others, it can be helpful to carry around something. I have a sacred string. This isn't it, but I have it. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. The vibes, all the vibes. Thank you. So I have this. I use a string, and then tie it in a knot, and say, okay, I'm going to come back to that when I'm more aligned and more capable of dealing with it in a way that I'm going to be proud of, that my highest self is going to be proud of. So really taking that and saying, okay, this is what that represents. And then, whether that's later in the day or whatever that might be, kind of coming back and revisiting, seeing what you might have learned, what needed to kind of settle so that you could see more clearly, maybe express yourself more directly, or see things from the other person's perspective, whatever it might have been. Or saying, you know what, now it feels like I'm more aligned and able to have this conversation in a way, and maybe you're more aligned and able to receive this in a way. George's yawning. But I think that can be really, really helpful. And then at the full moon, take our string, untie it, and very often, some months I'm much more aligned, and other months it's full. It's absolutely, completely not. But then taking them out, and one by one, opening them up, untying them, and releasing that energy for the full moon, and even clearing it with some sage, offering it up to be cleared. Y'all are having a back and forth. I love it. I'm sorry that I haven't been part of some of this. I hope you're all doing okay. I'm sending you all so much love, okay? So, I don't know, but sending you love, Misty. Sending you so much love. We're talking about mean people here. Okay. So Misty's talking about remove yourself and surround yourself with people like us or others that want the same kind of environment. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're, yeah, right, baby, good time. Yeah, I'm hopping in on this, so I'm maybe just repeating, or maybe you've already kind of gone through all of this. But yeah, I think this can be a beautiful time with Taurus energy, opposite sides of the zodiac wheel, right? You have Scorpio and Taurus. And so the sun is in Taurus and the moon is in Scorpio. So we have the earth elements of Taurus and we have the water elements of Scorpio. And so this, as with all of these, this is a great time to invite harmony and balance into our lives. It's a great reminder of that. And get down, you want to say bye? You want to sit on this little blanket? You brought that for me, but you can have it later. Big girl. So yeah, and that means that we can choose, have this moment of reflection and then choose what we want to fill our lives with. More of this, less of that. This works, that doesn't. Release, invite more. Release and manifest. Yeah. So Nanan says, for anyone wondering on how to not be impacted by others, I have a slightly different take on this, and the four agreements I think could be really powerful. Is a very powerful, and I think it's. And you're saying that you've learned not to be impacted often from people, and that's beautiful and that's incredible, and thank you for sharing. And I also want to share another perspective here. I feel like we might be affected by others, right? I think it's very possible that we're affected by others, and I think there's this kind of a push and pull. I think when it comes to this, do you want to go out? I'm gonna let her out. Actually, what good. Come on. Yes, okay. Good. That was short-lived. But there's this kind of push and pull that I feel, and I think a lot of people in the kind of healing space, I guess, feel this of when we kind of invite in this sense of I don't want to be impacted by others. Sometimes that's so empowering and so beautiful, and that really helps people. And then for others, sometimes what can happen, and not to say it always does, what can happen is that you start to say, well, if I am doing all this work and I'm still impacted by other people, then there must be something wrong with me. I must not be doing it right. I must be too sensitive. We can start to have that negative self-talk that we were talking about earlier. And also it might invite in a sense of denial about how others are impacting us. And it might also invite in a sense of disconnection. So it's, like everything, it's about this beautiful balance, balancing this sense of, the four agreements are so powerful and it's beautiful. And I resonate with what you're talking about, but I also wanted to offer that other aspect in case anyone feels that as well. So that's kind of my take on that. And I think, like anything, it's about taking this time where the universe is supporting us. At any time we can clear things, right? We clear for almost every session. But yeah, Lori says perhaps being impacted by others may not always be a bad thing. Absolutely. 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 Sometimes it's beautiful that we can resonate and connect with others. It helps us, even when that the impact from others might be a negative one, still I think we can find positivity there. I was able to find my voice because this person impacted me and I had to speak up for myself. Or I was able to start a company that does who knows what because I got so angry about climate change or something like that. I got so angry about the state of our environment that that anger pushed me into this, or that what people are doing kind of made me, impacted me in such a way that I made changes in the world or something like that. Yes, great. Yeah, Nanan agreed, yes. If you're feeling anger towards yourself, oh, I also remember that we were supposed to put a hold on. We were going to release some self-hate. I want to release that self-hate because I was going to come back to it. I'm impressed I remembered that because it's a lot in there. So we're going to do that here, offering this up. I think it was Alana. Beautiful, wonderful Alana. Alana, Alana. You're amazing. It's a process. We're just supporting you here and pulling this out. All right, so I think we have pretty much our everything covered. Boom, boom, boom. We can do shadow work at this time. We can do all kinds of I can cleanse you, do a little cleansing for your anxiety. Yeah. Self-hate. Okay, beautiful. Here we go. Releasing. Releasing here. Beautiful. Beautiful. We can do, meditations. I did yoga before doing the live stream. I'm not sure if you can tell I'm a little sweaty. But I did shiny, let's say, yoga before this. And I think anything that kind of gets things flowing and moving for you, drinking lots of water during the full moon, I think is really helpful. That can help, water can help to kind of get things moving, get things flowing, and it also can help us to ground. It can help in so many ways. Moving with, intention, doing some yoga if you're comfortable with it. Alana, big hugs. And whatever you're kind of moving through that you want to release, you can practice some breathing exercises. Inhaling love and exhaling whatever you want to release. Inhaling patience, exhaling whatever it might be, self-doubt or self-loathing, which is just, we want to get that moving. That movement can be so powerful. I'm sending you so much love and support on your journey back to yourself. Misty. A lot of Tower card energy happening. And that's such, it's very full moon Scorpio kind of vibes. Clearing the way, almost a demolition project on our previous selves so that we can make space to build up on a strong and solid foundation. All right, so if there are any questions, we can kind of go through those. I've been doing this for an hour and a half. So, who do you turn to for the same help you give us? Well, thank you. That's really lovely. Thank you. Who do I turn to? There are lots of people in the internet space that I love, and that I find very invigorating and inspiring. I have friends and loved ones that I'm very lucky that I have in my life. So, yeah. Yes, Pete, the key is to flow through life as water in continuous motion. Lovely. So if we have any questions, we'll do that. I probably will clear all my crystals a little bit later because it seems like it's getting late. I think I missed something here. Yeah, all right. So we have just room for maybe a few questions. Oh, I wanted to answer this question from the live stream that I missed before. So the one of you asked, how long do I keep my grid up? Like, how long do I keep my grid? And really, as with so many of these things, kind of understanding the why behind everything is really important. I think once you know what kind of generally what's going on, it's great for you to tap into your intuition and see what's going on there. That can be an additional guide in, as well as all these other aspects, astrology, tarot, and things like that. Tapping into energy work, doing shadow work, doing all this kind of stuff, and also really, really listening to your intuition and saying, well, what do I feel like? Oh, I didn't do it when I planned on doing it. Maybe there's a reason for it. So what I would generally suggest is that it really depends on what you were manifesting. So if you created a grid that was to manifest something specific for that period, if you were manifesting something that was going to come up during that time, then you can clear and kind of rebuild at the next new moon. You can kind of clear and put together another grid for the full moon. I usually do a new grid once a month typically. So it'll be on the new moon and then again on the new moon. That's how I usually do it. But again, because I share crystals and do stuff with crystal healing, sometimes I'll have to use a crystal that's in my grid, and then I either put a clear quartz little point or something in and say, serve the purpose of that stone or whatever it might be. But generally speaking, I would say the way I like to do it is new moon to new moon. But if you're looking to manifest something in a shorter period of time, you can change that up. You can have, consolidate that energy into a smaller stone or a smaller altar if you need more space, just kind of whatever you feel called to do and inviting intention to it. Oh, I missed a bunch. Will you cleanse your crystals in the super moonlight? Yes. So what I'm going to do is clear my crystals in some sage and then place them on an altar, or I usually use this wooden board. And I have a few different things that I use like that. And then I'll just put it either on my windowsill or depending on the stone. Sometimes I'll leave them outside. And kind of invite in the energy and set an intention for the energy that I want to put into that stone. And so you can use things that aren't necessarily crystals or things that are supposed to be for spiritual work. You can go and collect something from nature, as long as you're not taking too much, obviously, but collect something from nature, whether that's a rock or what have you. And maybe if you collect a rock, maybe take some trash too. But taking that rock, and you can set an intention into that stone. This energy is available for all of us. Okay. Oh, we have some questions. Thanks to you all. Oh, thank you, Misty. So sorry. Okay. All right. How should we cleanse our crystals tonight? So if you have any, I guess I will. We'll just keep hanging out. I may have to turn a light on. I have my little pouch here. I have another little thing over there. So, and my sacred strain, the one I actually use, is in here. I only have one to clear. What? I did a good job this one. So what I like to do, I'll go ahead and do this. So we'll light our sage again. What I'll go ahead and do is run the crystal through the smoke. And as you're doing this, you could say something in your head like, I clear any toxic energy. I clear any negativity trapped in the stone. Now you can take this stone, and you don't have to clear it with sage. You can clear it with incense. You can clear it with, depending on the type of stone, you could clear it with a spray. Just be really careful that it's not a stone that is going to start to fall apart in water. But offer it up to be cleared, and then place it wherever you're going to be using. So I'm actually going to place them here, and then I'll put them on the grid. So that's how I clear. You can also, if you don't have sage or incense or anything like that to clear, you can also, put it, hold it in your hand and put it outside. If there's some wind, you could offer it up for that. You could blow on the stone. I clear, set your intention and then blowing on the stone. You know, smoke is helpful and useful, and there are added benefits of using things like the different energies. For this full moon, I'm going to be creating a spray out of this white angelica. This is a gift from a friend, and this is great for, I like to use it for, and she suggested using it for protection. So I really wanted to have this as we move through kind of these difficult things. And white angelica is a very strong smell. If you haven't smelled it, it's one of those kind of, polarizing scents. It's kind of like you love it or you hate it. But yeah, placing it however you're able to receive the glowing light of the full moon. It's beautiful. Okay, let me see. I've missed so many. Leo says, do you clear all of your crystals at once? Or you do them at the same time? I usually clear what I can when I can, Be nice to yourself. If you're not able to do them all at once, then that's fine. But usually what I'll try and do is take stones that I'm definitely going to be using. The stones I'm using for this time are going to be rose quartz for self-love, tiger's eye for self-worth, filling the space up with these energies, Kambava jasper for that transformative energy of Scorpio, transformations, support and transformation. So for these, I'll clear and then place them out. And even with these, I will hold them and, one by one and say, I set an intention for this stone, to invite self-worth, all that fortitude. And same with each one, kind of speak your, and then charge them in the light of the full moon. I like to clear them and then charge them in the light of the full moon. That's kind of how I like to do it. Full moon, that potent energy, just kind of recharging these stones. There's so many things I wanted to talk about, and I feel like, I hope this wasn't too much of a jumble. All right, let's go. Oh, okay. There's so many. What stone do you go to when you need comfort? I suppose it definitely depends on what kind of comfort. I think rhodonite is a really wonderful stone. I think it's powerful. And it's a very, let's see if I have any right here. It's a black and pink stone, and I really love the energy of rhodonite. I find it to be just, feels like an energetic hug. And it's a recognition of the dark and the light, which as a Scorpio, I love. How do I get my drive back? Oh, I feel like starting over again. My grief tore down my foundation. How do I get my drive back? I feel like starting over again is the plan, but honestly, it sucks. Okay. I might have missed a few things that you said before, but generally, how would one get their drive back? I think using this full moon energy to bust through any creative blockages might be helpful. I think if it's drive in terms of, it looks like you're talking about success and things like that. So career-wise, having a sense of motivation and drive when you've been experiencing a lot of grief. I think a lot of us can relate to that. I think finding your why is really important. That might be something to look into, because I think no matter whatever business endeavors you kind of move through, if your why is really clear, I want to do this because of this. I want to, I think the purpose of mission statement seem a little cheesy, but I definitely have a mission statement for this channel and for my practice. Because I realize that it's incredibly important to resonate with that why, because then when challenges arise, you still have a reason to keep coming back. And if it was just about something fleeting, I think it would be a lot easier to release that motivation and drive. I hope that helps. I wish I could be more specific to what you're going through. Just for today, yeah. Just for today, just for today I will not anger. Just for today I will not worry. Just for today I will be honest. Just for today I will be grateful. And just for today I will be kind. I like switching it up a little bit, just kind of taking them spin. Yeah, releasing addiction is really important. I've been there. I'm gonna do a video on addiction. It's obviously it's really hard. But that would be a great thing to clear. If any of you, my loves, if any of you want to offer up your addiction, whatever it might be, too, whatever way that you might be choosing to escape or avoid something, or maybe resonate higher, or whatever it is that that would be a great time to release addiction. Oh, I missed so many. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Good night. Good night. Good night, Jim. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see. Do I have any more? All right, sending you love for finals week. Let's see. Thank you. Yeah, another offering from Misty in terms of the motivation question is accepting that a lack of energy is temporary. Yeah, everything's temporary. That lack of energy is going to be temporary, and that drive is going to be temporary. There are going to be moments when you're not feeling it. Yeah, healing takes a lot of energy. Absolutely. Okay, good, Misty. Thank you. Same. Thank you, John. It's so cool seeing some of you who comment all the time. Thank you, thank you. Oh, good. Yes, I love that, John. That's beautiful. Any tips for procrastination and anxiety? I have a whole video about procrastination. I think that, much like my advice for most things, is sort of like there's not a definitive response. Because I think procrastination can be beneficial. It can teach us a lot. There are things that I've procrastinated on and then recognized later that that was the voice that was in alignment with my highest self. That was the thing that prevented me from making a decision because when we're in procrastination zone, for a lot of us, if it's paired with anxiety, it's at this kind of energy, spiky energy. And so that energy can absolutely lead us into things choices, decisions, actions, reactions, rather than responses that are not in alignment. So sometimes that procrastination can be incredibly beneficial for us. Other times, when that procrastination starts to feel like I like to tap into what's happening in the body and sort of putting things in that perspective in terms of emotions. So if there's this feeling that you're kind of being pulled and you really feel like your resistance has more to do with comfort of the couch than with alignment with your highest self, there's something that you really want. I think it's just about finding that balance and really having that conversation with yourself. I think when you're in a procrastination zone, I think my tip would be perhaps take some time. It might sound counterintuitive. Take some time. Step away from the thing you're procrastinating from. Do something else that is not, maybe related to that thing you're procrastinating doing, but that might be more productive than the thing that might be causing you anxiety. So take a step back. Take a step back, rest a bit, engage the mind in a different way, engage the body in a different way maybe, and then return to it and say, did I just need a time away? Is there something here that I might be trying to resist? Is that resistance in alignment? And from there you can start to make decisions. With everything, I think it's Brady, it's about getting to know what Brady wants and how Brady moves through these things. Because your version of all of that is going to be so specific to you. Well, thank you, Tara. Thank you, thank you. All right. Okay. Pete says addictions can be reformed, remolded into lighter energies that soothe deeply. Amen. It can be one of the most empowering things in the world to release that and to use that to move forward in a different perspective. But it's hard work and it's subtle work. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Brady was just the one who asked that question. Thank you, Felicia. Okay. All right. Is there any more? Oh, gosh, a little bird has just joined us. Are you okay? His little tail. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you. Okay, I'll take one more question, and then we'll say goodnight for now. This time flies. I hope you have a beautiful full moon. It might be intense for a lot of us. But, I hope that as we resonate with this intense energy, we can also say, I still have a great deal of love for everyone around me. Great deal of love. Best crystal for removal of fear. I think something that can invite more confidence would be great. If you wanted to start out with a bit of a clearing, you could use something like black tourmaline to sort of, whisper that fear into it, and then bury the stone, and then uncover it later once it's kind of that energy is dissolved into the earth. So I would say black tourmaline could be great for that. You could use selenite to remove fear. I think, again, fear is one of those things that is can be incredibly beneficial to help us learn from. And I think a beautiful thing is to recognize the place that fear can hold in our lives and say, I can benefit greatly from this fear. It protects me. That when it tips into the realm of kind of preventing you from doing things that you love or taking chances on things, then I would invite in maybe a sense of, I guess a better way to say this is that my way of dealing with fear is to do it. I've always felt like if there's something I'm afraid of, I'm going to do it. So I know that doesn't work for everybody, but that is what, that's kind of my way of dealing with fear, is just to say, this thing that scares the shit out of me, and I'm diving in. But yeah, and other crystals, I would say anything that has to do with confidence. A great stone for fear that I like to use is dragon blood jasper. You could use tiger's eye. It'd be great for moving through that fear. I would say moving through instead of removal, maybe. But yeah, moving through that fear, and something like fire agate would be great for that. Can ignite us into action. All right, so here we go. Oh my gosh, we're so behind everybody. Yes, you pink calcite, great. Yeah, absolutely. Surrendering to love. Much love to everybody. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, facing fear can be transformative. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, dance and sing and all of that. I think, yeah, but moving moving through these things. Let's all collectively together howl at the moon, dance tonight, move our bodies in a way that feels good, sing, laugh if you can, smile at someone. If you're able to, give hugs or some virtual love to somebody, try and make their day a little bit better. All the while, moving through this intense energy here. Check my peers live stream line. It shall. It did seem to go quickly. Thank you so much for being here and for joining. And John, if it's raining there, that's beautiful. You might not be able to see the full moon, but that energy is washing away. You can use that to wash away all of that. Beautiful. Okay. Well, thank you for everyone who donated to the channel tonight. Hopefully, when we next do a live stream, if that's something that you would want to do again, we might have better equipment. It seems like a lot of you donated, and so hopefully we can make something more ASMR happen here as I learn and hopefully grow in this space. So I'm sending you all so much love. It was a joy connecting with you, and I hope you have a very fruitful, transformative full moon. That's in perfect comfort. That's exactly what you need right now. All right, everybody. So many hugs. I feel like I'm forgetting a million things I wanted to talk about, but I'll do my best. Alina Alive and Gregory Scott, I think, are two great resources for some astrological, stuff. So maybe, oh my goodness. I'm like triple checking to make sure what the symbol says. Thank you so much, Wolf Status. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Sending you all so much love. Enjoy the moment. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Bye. Bye. Be well.